Hi there, fellow entrepreneur. We now know what is and is not a strategy. And that strategy, in its purest form, is the answer to the question of how. But in order to answer the question of how, we need to know what the question is. So put bluntly, we can't create the answer to how we will fix something if we haven't identified what we want to fix. And this brings us to the first important step in forming a strategy according to the simple strategy framework. Understanding the key components of a strategy, the steps required to form it. Now, in our previous example where we had that punctured tire, our goal was clear. We wanted to get to our destination, and our location and the destination was known. Our situation was clear. We had a punctured tire, and we could then make initial directional decisions to get to where we wanted to go fast with a taxi, or get to where we wanted to go by first fixing the car, costing us some more time. So we had two directional options, and we analyzed them and then made our decisions, planning our actions so that we could execute on our strategy. As you can see from that example, we had a structured process. We analyzed our situation. We agreed on a clear goal. We made a directional decision and created concrete actions so that we could start to execute. And according to the simple strategy framework, this structured process looks specifically like this. Step number 1, diagnosis. We need to fully understand our situation. A good way of thinking of this is to use the word here, representing our current location and situation. Step number 2, goals. We need to set goals for where we want to go. Remember that goals are specific, unambiguous, measurable, and preferably time constrained. A good way of thinking of this is to use the word there, representing the location and situation we want to achieve relative to where we are now, which is here. Step number 3, direction. So from our diagnosis and our goals, knowing our current location and situation and where we want to go, we can choose a direction as a guiding policy for the actions that we now will plan to make. And step number 4, actions. So combining everything we now know, where we are here, where we want to go there, what direction we set, our guiding policy, we can then make a concrete list of coherent actions, the concrete things we will do to get from here to there, answering the questions of how. So these 4 steps represent the process of forming a real strategy, and this framework covers each step, making it easy for anyone to form and then act on a real strategy. Now I will walk you through each step so you can learn how I use this framework to create a real strategy, including how I involve people in the process so that the execution of the strategy and the all-important adjustments to it is done in a way where we increase our chances of success. So I've made a dedicated lesson for each step, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.